Hi, this is Richard Lenz with RealAcoustix. I'm here with my friend Sam Berkow of SIA Acoustics, and we're going to talk right now about the GuD Panel, which is what you see behind you on this wall at Vic's nightclub in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're here to have a discussion about what makes the GuD Panel different.
Right. If you look, I'm assuming there's a GuD panel floating in a graphic over here. The GuD panel looks different. Most one-dimensional diffusers that scatter horizontally or in one dimension as opposed to horizontally and vertically, look like a series of different depth wells.
Right.
Shallow, deep, deep, mid, shallow, deep, some repeating pattern. The GuD panel back there looks very different. These are 2-inch thick and they're 4 foot by 2 foot panels. And in this case, they're being used on the upstage wall of a jazz club. But we've used them in ADR rooms. We've used them in recording studios, in tracking rooms, in control rooms. A wide variety. They come on walls. They can be hung in ceilings. You make a ceiling grid version of it.
Correct.
There are actually a couple of GuD panels above us and covered with fabric, so we can't see them. Allows us to buy them in MDF or less expensive wood than the mahogany behind us.
That's true.
That's true. So let's talk about the GuD panel. It diffuses sound from around slightly above 700 hertz up to 810K.
Right. And that's one of the big differences is that most one-dimensional designs that you see out there, almost all of them, will roll off between 4 and 6K. That's pretty normal. And they certainly have the purposes. We build those as well. But the idea when I designed it, there were two things that make it different. One is the patent that I have on it is based on the asymmetrical cellular design. And that helped to get rid of low frequency absorption. So what happens in a quadratic, a standard quadratic, is that low frequencies also get in there because they're all the same length. And so there's nothing impeding them from getting in. That doesn't happen with the GuD panel. The GuD panel basically views low frequencies as specular reflections. It breaks them up, but they don't go into the cells. And so consequently, it's probably 7 times more efficient than a regular QRV.
Wow. I love the GuD panel for a couple of reasons. One is that 7,800 to 1.5K frequency range, that low SH sound that starts out 2-3K, the fact that that energy is scattered so effectively really makes the human voice, it eliminates a lot of the comb filtering and the negative effects of strong reflections. And it really creates a diffuse field much faster and much more effectively than other panels.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about time, okay? Everything about quadratics is about time. But the advantage here is that the GuD panel is fully diffused within 4 inches of its face.
Wow.
And most other quadratics are somewhere between 2 to 4 feet before they're fully diffused. And that's a huge difference in the sense of why you can't perceive what's coming off of the panel, but it's doing it really well.
Wow. I think one of the things that I like best is they look really cool.
Yeah.
I love the look, and the owner of Vic's Jazz Club saw these panels in mahogany in a recording studio that we built here. We put them both in the tracking room and in the live room. We used quite a number of them and liked them so much. He said, let's use those as well if we need diffusers on stage. Putting diffusers on stage is another topic that we'll be talking about in this series. And anything to finish up about the GuD panel?
Other than I'm grateful that you use it so much, you and many others use it so much. It's there's a lot of other applications too.
Is it possible to make a GuD panel that's deeper? Would it go lower?
We're working on that, but because it's made out of wood, it becomes somewhat impractical a little bit to create a much deeper. And I'm not sure what the advantages would be. We'd have to test it and see.
Well, I mean, the advantage would be breaking up some waves at lower frequencies.
Lower frequencies,
obviously. That's the nice thing.